Hey, how you doing? I hope you've had a really great week. I'll be honest, I've been a little bit cranky and all up in my feelings in my bedroom, not doing a hell of a lot because I am going through my Sabbath. This is my kind of period week, time of my menstrual cycle when I tend to block out and kind of help myself so that I don't skin pick to my heart's content. So today I wanted to talk about how your menstrual cycle may be affecting your compulsive skin picking. Later on in the video I will be talking about the male menstrual cycle. So if you are a guy and you just checked into this and you're like, I want to hear about women's menstrual cycles, scroll a little bit later on in this video and we'll talk about the guys one, because it could be quite interesting if you're totally new to that and you haven't heard about the men's menstrual cycle before, which does exist. Yes, there is no Red River flowing, but hey, what can we do? It's just for us ladies. So after ovulation, which is usually about 2 weeks before your period, you probably find during your luteal phase, you're experiencing a lot of emotions and hormones and you're feeling super irritable. That's because, to put it bluntly, your body thinks you're pregnant. After ovulation, every month, your body is like, okay, we're pregnant, good to go, let's roll in those pregnancy hormones. Went from feeling really confident and you're like feeling yourself, like during the ovulation time, you're feeling really good and you got a spring in your step and you are feeling like Pretty Woman, and then all of a sudden, those pregnancy hormones just go bam, and you are just like super anxious, lethargic, irritable, everything aches, everything hurts, spotty parts, oh my god. That's because of the pregnancy hormones. So if you find yourself all of a sudden like not feeling very outgoing and you don't want to be around new people, you don't want to meet new people, you don't want anybody to see you, you just want to be comfortable at home where you are safe and everything is cozy, you want everything to be tidy, you don't want mess, you find that you're overly washing. This is actually all symptoms of these pregnancy hormones that are going on, because your body is trying to prepare you for a baby that you're not actually having. So until you actually get your period, your body is literally thinking that a baby is on the way. And then as soon as you do get your period, usually about 2 weeks later, it is like, okay, yeah, it was a false alarm. All right, here's some redness. Goodbye. So how does that affect your skin picking? How does that affect your behavior towards compulsive skin picking? Well, to be honest, like everyone's different. Some people will feel irritable, some people will feel really low and anxious. Like I know that I do. I'm like a yo-yo during this time. That's why I've kept it a bit of a low profile, because I'm just like, I don't want to see anyone, I don't want to do anything. Now, as I'm recording this, we're currently going through a pandemic, so that works well in my favour. But in theory, what I usually do is block this whole time out, which I'll briefly discuss a little bit later on. What you may find, if you are already dealing day to day with a mental condition such as an anxiety disorder, your menstrual cycle may actually be causing something that's called PME, which is premenstrual exacerbation. It just means that your symptoms are worsening. You're already going through those symptoms day to day, every month, but during this time they go through the roof, they intensify like crazy, and it's just extremely intense. And if you're a compulsive skin picker, then you'll find that your compulsive skin picking increases a hell of a lot. That happens for me. I know that before I kind of put some time in place to look after myself, especially during a period, I knew that I was skin picking like crazy to my heart's content, and it definitely just made things so much harder for me. So after checking it out online a while ago, I found something called the Sabbath, which I thought was really nice after reading about it. And basically what it is like when you know you're going to be on your period, instead of trying to just pretend like everything's okay and just doing everything like you would normally, trying hard to ignore these intensified emotions and how you feel if you're feeling extremely anxious or extremely low, rather than just ignoring it altogether and going to skin pick like crazy, which is what we would probably do, go home when we're on our own and we just kind of pick to our heart's content, which makes us feel 10 times worse. Instead, it's kind of celebrating this time of the month and giving it the care and attention that it needs, that we need, so that we can feel truly cared for, which is exactly what our body craves during this time of the month. What I use is something called Hormone Horoscope, which is a free app. You'll find there are lots of different ones, but I would check this one out. You download the app, you tell when you were last on your period, and you will put in the amount of days of your menstrual cycle, because every person's different. But once it knows that, it's able to kind of calculate where you're kind of at, what happens day to day, so that you can understand from your last period up until your next period what you'll be expecting, what's kind of going on in your body, why you may be feeling this way. And it's quite nice, like every day you get a little notification and you're like, oh, and you check out and you're like, oh, I have been feeling that way today. Oh, okay, that makes total sense. And because of that, you can then plan your month, all of the things that you want to do this month. You want to hang out with these people, you want to do that, you want to go to that concert, you want to eat at that restaurant. You plan in the weeks that you can do it, when you feel you're most confident, when you feel you're most excited, you're raring to go, which is usually I think it's like week 2 and 3. So it's usually around the time, the first couple of weeks going up to your ovulation period. And then what happens is after that, that's when you kind of go a bit downhill and you're like, nee. So I would totally ignore any plans during that time and urge to make plans based on the times where you're feeling your best and you're feeling confident and you're feeling good. Because as a compulsive skin picker, when you don't do that and you've got to go to these things that you've agreed to but you really don't want to and you're not feeling great, then usually we will compulsive skin pick the night before or the moments before, and as soon as we get back we will go to town as well. So it's really important that you kind of get an understanding of your menstrual cycle so that you can manipulate your life to suit it, so that you feel good with the things that you've put in place, the schedule that you have for the month. And by blocking the time out when you're not feeling that great, called the Sabbath, then you can do these things to really take care of yourself. So what I do is I block it all out. I make sure I have no plans. I make sure that I do lots of nice things that make me feel good. So I know when I'm going to be on my period, and a couple days beforehand I will make sure that I do some really nice things to make me feel good. So I will usually run myself a nice hot bath, light some candles, put a little nice smelling fizzy bath bomb, I'll have like a nice soak, I will lather myself up, I will do my nails, I will put a hair mask on, I will watch a movie that I really like. Just like a nice little self-care ritual to be like, you're okay, you are worthy, you are loved, I love you, I'm proud of you, I'm supporting you. It's kind of a self-supporting ritual so that as you go into that next part of your cycle, when you feel really, really gross and you're kind of giving yourself a head start to feel a bit okay, and like, it's going to be all right, it's going to be okay, keep going. So that instantly helps me to pick less, because I feel like, oh well, I don't look that bad. And I know that sounds really shallow, but sometimes the smallest thing can totally set me off and just make me get all up in myself and want to hide from the world. So that really does help me. Another thing that really helps me is carb loading, but on complex carbs. Carbs that are good for me. It's so easy for me to want to binge on cookies and cakes and ice cream and basically everything that I shouldn't. I want to have it all, but I make sure that I have lots of complex carbs in my meals so that it enhances the dopamine and the serotonin in my brain, making me feel happy. So even if it's like a nice bowl of porridge with some seeds and fruit on top or whatever it is, it which is slow releasing so you don't feel irritable, you just feel nice and content, then it definitely does help. Another thing that's really great is making sure you get some nap time in your Sabbath. So making sure if you want to have a nap, you go have a nap. If you want to go sleep at 7:30 in the evening, then you do that, because if that's what you need, then that's what you got to do, and you will be so much happier for it. You just gotta, this is the time where you really tune out of everything else that's going on in your life and you tune into you and how you're feeling. Another great thing as well, especially if you're feeling quite crampy and a little bit of gentle aerobics. Now you don't have to blow the dust off your mum's old Jane Fonda tapes. honest, like YouTube is amazing for this now. I was talking about it in my stories the other day. Pop Sugar channel is so fun. They have such amazing dance routines, a whole different types of dance. It is so cool, so varied. They have like yoga, Pilates, and it's just really nice. If you've got that time to just put a 20-minute or 30-minute video on and just like get some floor space, some moment to yourself just to move around in whatever kind of workout you want to do, it actually really helps the cramps. So moving those muscles, stimulating those muscles actually help the cramps than, you know, just lying there. Especially if you're feeling quite gross and you're feeling like, ugh. I don't know about you, but I always retain water during this time, which is amazing. I always gain about 5 pounds of water weight, which is amazing, and it definitely doesn't make me feel very good about myself. So having a bit of aerobics and moving around, even if you don't like aerobics, go for a walk. You know, today I went on a 5-mile walk because I knew that it would help raise my testosterone and make me feel a little bit better, out of my feelings, which is what I'm usually doing during this time. Now, I did say that I'd briefly talk about the male menstrual cycle. It is not the same as female. What actually happens with the male menstrual cycle is there is a fluctuation in testosterone. There are research that suggests that testosterone actually fluctuates 4 to 5 times an hour for a guy. That means, you know, 1 minute you're feeling great, you're feeling, well, I'm confident in myself and my abilities, I'm on it, I've got this schedule, I'm gonna do this, this. And then maybe 10 minutes later, you're like, ugh, I don't want to do this. I'm really low or really anxious or really maybe even quite like upset about something that you wouldn't usually kind of get that upset over, all of a sudden like really hit you hard. It could be because your testosterone has taken a little dip. Also, research suggests that testosterone in especially younger adult males is at its strongest in the morning, and then it declines as the day goes by. So by the end of the day, feeling quite unmotivated, quite self-conscious, not feeling that great. Estrogen is high and testosterone is low. So if I was a guy and I knew this information, what I would do is probably make sure that I work out in the mornings. I do the things that I really wanted to get done first whilst my testosterone was high. I get that bit of work done that I'm kind of putting off, I don't really want to do it, or that task that I said I would do for ages and I haven't, I just go and get that done. All of the things that I know will make my day feel a hell of a lot better, even if it's like food prep, whatever it is. Get the things done in the morning when you're feeling motivated and pumped, more self-confident in your abilities. Get them done in the morning so that if your testosterone does start to decrease as the day goes, then you know that you've smashed it. And if you want to just take it easy in the nighttime, then you can do whatever the hell you want because you've got the stuff done in the morning. Because on the flip side, like if you didn't get the things done in the morning and then as the day goes by, if you're feeling a decrease in testosterone, you're starting to doubt yourself as a person or feel quite low and like all these irrational thoughts, and you're just kind of feeling a little bit like sluggish and unmotivated, uninspired, you probably won't get round to doing the things that you wanted to do, and that will then make you doubt yourself more, your abilities more. That's definitely not great if you're a compulsive skin picker. You'll probably find yourself going into the bathroom or wherever it is that you go and compulsive skin pick to maybe feel better. So I just wanted to do this video to suggest some things that may help you, and also to make you realize just how much hormones actually play in our day-to-day life. Sometimes we get so all caught up in our emotions and how we're feeling, we just don't consider the fact that like our hormones are so cheeky. Like they love to just sprinkle some of this in and make us feel like, I don't want to do anything today. If you do want to know more about the male menstrual cycle, check out IMS, which stands for Irritable Man Syndrome. It is a thing. Do check it out because I do think that knowledge is power. Understanding what's going on can drastically help you create a structure day to day that you know you can stick to. You know that you can get stuff done, because if you know when you're at your best, then crack on, use it to fuel you so that you can get the stuff done. As for a woman, because our menstrual cycles are different, find out about your personal menstrual cycle. Download the app that's going to help you. I use Hormone Horoscope, and that means you can figure out how to see the friends and family you want to see, go to the things you want to do, be outgoing, get things done, when you know to fit the meeting in at work that you want to crush. and when not to fit it in, just so that you really are smashing it. That will definitely help with your compulsive skin picking, because you are eliminating the reason for you to feel low or feel self-conscious or feel anxious. Mostly when hormones naturally do its thing and make you feel crappy within yourself, you know when to just take a step back, and you have got it covered because you've got everything done in the time that you needed to get it done, so that you can just chill and kick it. Anyway, I hope this video helps. If it did, please send us a little like in that little like thing down there. And also subscribe to my channel. Oh, and by the way, I am on the floor on my knees. How annoying. It's because I've been trying to hide all this mess. Yeah, I'm lazy. I'm gonna go back to binge watching YouTube, the Skin Deep channel, because it's really sweet and it makes me cry, but happy tears. Anyway, I love you lots. Let's speak soon. Bye. See you in 3 days.